I'm Stefan, and I'm very excited to share with you all what made the grant program during the last 4 months so special. I've been particularly happy about the chance to build a bridge between these two beloved and very prestigious tools, p5.js and processing, because building bridges has become somewhat of an occupational hazard for me, usually between the realm of tech and the knowledge domain of my clients. Because as you can maybe imagine, my work ranges quite a bit from automatically creating configurations for 18th century Chinese puzzle game Tangram for a procedural generation hackathon to, of course, also way more serious endeavors like consultation around anonymous online counseling for victims of racist violence and the open source intelligence platform CERN Archive. And now, given that, some might consider this a bit of a wild mix, but if you're looking for like-minded spirits, I don't think you have to look that far, because you will probably stumble upon the Processing Foundation pretty quickly. That's because that's why this is my pillar number 1 out of 4 of what makes this grant program very unique. I feel a lot of my core beliefs align very well with the work of the foundation in that tech should be free and open source, facilitating both engineers and artists to find insights and joy in each other's craft has a very high potential to become like much bigger sum than those parts combined. And buzzing creativity and whimsical playfulness can definitely shape tools, tech tools in particular, that better your sphere of influence. Now, that is not coming out of nowhere. Processing has been my companion for a while now. I don't know if any of you recognize the book on this slide, but the English title is Generative Design, Visualize, Program, and Create with Processing. And it is from frickin' 2009. I got the original German version here, kind of as my little lucky charm. And I bought this copy in 2009. So that means I've been working with processing for over 15 years. At university, teaching students, on a lazy Sunday, trying out a new creative coding idea, and lately also for my pen plotting art. And with this grant and the opportunity to contribute, I feel really I've come full circle, and that is a wonderful feeling. Sentimentality aside, I had to learn a couple of things before I could properly contribute in any meaningful way. The PROS grant marked my return to the Java ecosystem and to building desktop software after having built for the web for years and years. I learned my way around the IntelliJ IDEA editor and Processing's new Wish build system that is based on Gradle. I learned, and I gotta admit, fell in love with the Kotlin programming language. I can't wait to use that skill to get into Android app development. And I also used Compose for the user interface. This level of challenge was really perfect. It managed to get me out of my comfort zone, and at the same time, it was not too overwhelming. So I learned a ton, not too overwhelming, although I have to thank also those people on the next slide. These 3 people massively contributed to the latter. So pillar 4, the support from left to right, is Steph, my mentor, who has been excellent and acted as a great source of all kinds of advice, workarounds, and guidance. Then there's Raphael, who supported me with his seemingly endless patience. I don't know how you do it, and the perfect amount of project management. And both Steph and Raphael almost cured me of something that I tend to do, which I call premature rabbit holing, and reminded me that I'm working on a tool that, at the end of the day, ultimately has to be steered by the people who are using it out there in the wild. And Amy, who helped me remember that it is okay, that it is more than okay to sprinkle some creative magic on everything, even on a deliverable as rigid as a piece of software. I love our chats. Thank you, everyone. And now I'd love to show you a little demo of the new p5.js mode for processing. So a mode is really a plugin of sorts, and it will be available via the official contribution manager. And then you can choose p5.js from the mode dropdown up there in the top right. It extends the processing development environment with the tools and the glue code that enable it to build for you to build, debug, and run p5.js sketches that are written in JavaScript, as you can see there in the editor. And then once the code is done, this is a sketch of mine preloaded. We can run it with syntax highlighting, the usual editor experience. If we hadn't introduced any bugs, that is, but fear not. As you can see down there in the status line, errors are getting reported back to you into the processing tool. And once all the bugs are taken care of, the sketch actually runs in an embedded Chromium browser window powered by the Electron framework. That way we get an experience that is very similar to developing p5.js sketches in a browser. And again, the status line and the console down there at the bottom of the editor window give you a little glimpse of what is going on behind the scenes, a little bit. But Electron offers us way more than just an embedded browser. It packs the full punch of the Node JavaScript runtime, which means that we can search for and install any third-party Node package that we desire. That piece of UI is, as you probably have noticed, extremely work in progress and subject to change, but doesn't matter because you can simply and directly change the package.json file. And as you can see there in the file browser, a p5.js sketch, even if it's inside processing, is still just an ordinary JavaScript project. There's nothing hidden, no vendor lock-in is imposed on us. And we could, just add or remove any dependencies there. Another huge benefit of turning to Electron is the possibility to export our sketch as a standalone application for your platform. So going to export application, inside processing kicks off a build process that is fueled by Electron Builder and creates a standalone executable that bundles your sketch and everything, all the files that it needs to run in a nice package that even if you're not in the processing development environment anymore, you can run. And with that, you have a neatly bundled pack that you can run offline, standalone, put in a thumb drive, pass around. And that is, one of the beauties of using Electron. And that is the end of the demo and also my presentation. Thank you everyone so much for dialing in and your attention. And